Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of E&Ftv. Today, we are joined by a very good friend of mine and somebody that we've been wanting to do this for some time, Paula Carreirão. Paula, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me in the show. I'm very happy and excited to be here, Tom. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. How did I do with my accent? Did I do your last name justice?
You were brilliant, Tom. I think you don't know that you have this talent, of speaking Portuguese. So you don't know yet, but you are half Brazilian.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, Paula, now you are recently, you've become sort of your role slightly changed, but partner marketing specialist for Cloudbeds. So I know, obviously, you've gone through a bit of a journey in terms of your role, but obviously within the company. What I would love to find out first, before we go into that, actually, is just a bit about Cloudbeds. So just for the, I suppose, relevant to the audience, just in case they don't know who you guys are, it'd be great to understand a bit more about Cloudbeds and, I suppose, what it is that you guys provide your clients.
Sure. So Cloudbeds is a hospitality platform, and it was founded in 2012. So we've been here in the industry for a while.
Yeah.
Basically, it offers like everything independent hoteliers and hosts needs to run and grow like a successful lodging business. And I mean, I know this sounds like a lot and nothing at the same time, right? So what we want is to help customers increase revenue, delight guests, streamline operations, and all of this through a single unified system. So like the core of the platform is the PMS, channel manager, and booking engine. So we have all these three, but we also have additional tools. They are built in the platform to help hoteliers to accomplish what I just said, like revenue. We have other products like Pi, we call it Pi's, Cloudbeds Amplify. To streamline operations, we have Cloudbeds payments, lighting guests, we have Vista for Cloudbeds. So we have all this in a unified system. And I also have to mention, we also have like a great marketplace of third-party integrations, because we think that you need to have a good, healthy ecosystem. Today is thank God, a lot of hoteliers now use a lot of technology, and they need to talk to each other, to actually help them. So so in a nutshell, we want to like help our customers like simplify their lives with technology, help them succeed, and like I said, everything through a single platform. That's the main idea, right? And so we are already doing it. So, like I said, we've been in Cloudbeds has been in the industry since 2012. So now we have like thousands of lodging business, and I'm gonna have just look at it here in more than 150 countries, so I don't get it wrong.
Wow.
Worldwide, it's a lot, right? And we were like named already #1 PMS, #1 hotel management system, and #1 guest messaging software by Hotel Tech Reports earlier this year, like 2023. So 2023.
Wow.
So so I'm very excited to be working with them. It's been already I've been working with them since February, so around like what, 8 months, 9 months. And it's been a great journey. So very happy.
No, absolutely. I mean, it probably would have been easier for me to ask what you guys don't do rather than what you do provide. I knew the PMS side, obviously, but I didn't realize there was so many products that you guys provide your clients. And again, I maybe naively, but I knew you guys were big, but I didn't know you covered that much of the globe. That's pretty incredible.
No, I'm happy that you say like that, because it is quite impactful. We are trying to drive innovation through hospitality, right? So so we believe that, again, make life easier, like hoteliers' lives easier. You need to provide kind of a set of technology.
Sure.
So it's and we keep growing. Like we say, we are big, but we want more, Tom. We want
absolutely.
Conquer the world.
That's it. And again, it's the same, really, isn't it? With a lot of the tech entities within the hospitality space, is that they are continuously innovating right now. You are continually looking at your product mix. You are continually looking at how you can enhance your offering to your clients. And I think, as you sort of insinuated at the start, it's when you said, oh, we do this and we do that, but what's new there, because there's so many out there. But I guess that innovation side, it's more important now than ever, because all tech and software solutions within, if we look at hospitality space anyway, is becoming more and more innovative, more and more capable, more and more advanced. And I guess it's staying relevant, but also allowing your clients to have the absolute best tools at hand so they can optimize as best as possible, in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And I think you said it, for me at least, the key word, you said relevant. And I mean, there are a lot of innovations just for innovation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we need to listen to the customers, and we do that a lot here.
Yeah.
We need to be we have to keep an eye on what is changing, because of course we all know that it's changing so much in the industry, but even in the world. So
Sure.
to be innovative, it's like, I think it's having to keep up with what's happening. Of course, you have your own great ideas, of course, not taking that aside, but I think you also have to it has a demand, and you have to answer it the best way you can. So I think we do it quite. I think we do it quite well here.
Yeah,
we do listen to what is happening and what our customers need to succeed. We want them to succeed. Really, it is what we want.
No, absolutely. And I suppose you mentioned that you'd obviously joined Cloudbeds sort of 8 months ago, and I know that your role has developed during that period of time. So can you give us a bit of an idea of sort of what your role within Cloudbeds is? Because you've been such a face within the hospitality industry for such a long time. You are a known entity, and you are a trusted entity at that. So I'm interested to know exactly sort of what your role is within Cloudbeds.
You're gonna make me cry, Tom. I was not prepared for all this. No, really, really. You're such a nice person, really.
No, it's true. It's true.
Thanks.
It's true. Anybody out there, you've seen Paula all over your LinkedIn for such a long time. So I'm not saying anything that isn't true. But go ahead. Go
ahead. That's really kind of you. Yeah. So as you might know, and I am a marketing person. I always work with marketing. Not always. Not gonna say. Okay. Over the last few years, like I don't know, 6-7 years, I've been working with marketing. Content marketing it is my thing. So when I joined Cloudbeds, I started as a content marketer, and mostly doing what I was doing before, which was writing blogs, writing content for customers, and well, not only customers but professionals to to educate, to share opinions and all that. But recently, like around 2 months ago, like you mentioned, I changed a little bit. And one thing that I like, I personally like, I used to do that too, I have some experience, is working with partners. And I do believe, again, that it's working with partners is very important. So I think it's important for our customers at the end. So what I do now is I will work closely with them to either communicate some new integration or partnership that we have, or create some great materials, because maybe, who knows, maybe we have some data that are relevant, but they also have, they do other things, and they have complementary data, so we can put together great content together. So this, like, very in a nutshell, it's what I do. I work with partners and our team to communicate our partnership, but also to create things that are relevant for the industry. So not sure if I answer your good.
No, you absolutely did. I think it's one of those where your expertise touches on so many, I suppose, points of contact for external and internal partners. But again, that's what you've always been so good at, is, I suppose, providing content, but value-added content with consistent quality. And it's been able to allow people to understand more clearly. And I think that's a really good point for you is that you're able to communicate things clearly to a point where it's easily understood, because
Oh,
there are so many complexities within the tech space, and there's so many complexities within the hospitality space in this sphere. But I've always, every time I've ever watched your content, it's always been so easily digestible. And that's something
oh,
I've actually taken quite a bit into my show. So you're
oh.
somebody that I've actually watched for some time, to be fair.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think when we do content nowadays, sorry, just to interrupt you,
Yeah.
it needs to be easy to
Yeah.
digest. Like you said,
Yeah.
people don't have time to elaborate a lot of,
No.
they just want to know. And maybe, Tom, maybe this is like you were talking. I was thinking maybe also because I do communicate a lot in English, and as
Mm.
you probably everybody's listening already noticed that I'm not a native. I do
Yeah.
have to translate it in a way that I can also express
Yeah.
myself. So maybe
Absolutely.
that was not was something that was bad, kind of, or difficult.
Sure.
It becomes an advantage. I don't know. I think you have to get the best of it after situation.
No,
So I
absolutely.
guess
Yeah.
I guess it helped
Again,
for me.
no, absolutely. And I don't think it comes from a case of dumbing it down. It's just simplifying. That's all it is. And
Yeah.
again, with that online content, whether you're doing it for the purposes of an internal campaign or an internal objective, or of course from an external one for people to understand, it works both ways. So yeah, that's just one of the things where I think your role, it's great to see you in your new role, because I think it's perfectly positioned.
Oh,
So no,
thank you.
but anyway, so from
Yeah.
the one of the big reasons I wanted to get you on this is because you have a unique position in the way, or a unique perspective, I suppose, with regards to tech and software solutions within the hospitality space. You'll also be sort of acutely aware of where the benefits really lie, where things sort of, I don't know where they are now, where they're going, and all these types of different complexities when it comes to this conversation. So I suppose, I know it's quite a broad sort of question, Paula, but from your perspective, ultimately, how can tech help hoteliers? And again, I'm talking about this from a case of you already saying having that really good, solid communication with the hotels. Because I think a lot of tech entities, that's a bit that they actually struggle with.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. And I wanted to when I want to answer differently. I just don't
Hmm,
want to just give you like benefits, just
sure.
for saying, because I think that's out there. If
Yeah.
you don't mind, I was thinking maybe I could provide you examples from my experience.
Would love that.
When I was a hotelier and did not have technology, so you can see how my life was so much worse
Yeah.
because I didn't work with technology. Okay, so I was a hotelier from, it's been okay. Now everybody gonna know that I'm not that young, but between 2010 to 2017. So
Yeah.
I work as from I started as a front desk agent, and my last role was a general manager. So
Sure.
I've done some stuff, and I work more with uh, most of the hotels that I work with was small hotels
Hmm.
or independent hotels and medium size. Okay.
Sure.
And okay, back then we didn't have maybe that much technology that was offered to us, but we did have some. And as you all know, it's like saying, repeating myself or repeating what everybody said. The industry is not so it's not it took a time for the industry to actually accept technology, right, to embrace
Sure.
technology, because
Yeah.
we were hesitant. So one thing that I want to highlight to you and to the audience, uh again, how my life was stressful, because ultimately technology of course wants to increase revenue. It's a, it's a big
Yeah.
thing, of course, but making hoteliers life, I think it's something that everybody's talking now. It's hard to hire people, talent. It's still hard, it's
Yeah.
still difficult because people are not attracted to the industry anymore. So
Mm.
okay, so I was a hotelier, and I'm gonna just let's start with overbookings,
Okay.
right? So one of my nightmares, like really that I really hated, was getting to my shift, starting my shift, and then to have someone saying, "Okay, we expect overbookings today." Like
hmm
things, I would get desperate. And why we had so many back then, and why we had so many overbookings, because we didn't have a channel manager,
hmm
right? So channel manager is something quite, well, today is quite simple, but before, like, it was like, you usually you have to distribute your accommodations,
Yeah.
right? So you
Yeah.
have your website and you have OTAs. And imagine, Tom, you're working in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, you have a demand all year long,
Sure.
and we have 200 events here that we don't know about. And then I was there working, 2014, and then you start, oh, we have bookings in this date. Oh, interesting. And then start like flowing, because we were not aware that have this particular event for this particular niche or whatever it
Mm.
was.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh my God, it's getting too much. And then we forgot that we have to was manually opening availability,
Yeah.
manually, changing price. So, and today I think it's just worse, because we have more OTAs. We have, everything is more today. Like
Yeah.
everything is
Yeah.
faster. Everything is like multi everything.
Yeah.
So of course it happened overbooked, like of course. And then, if we talk about money, usually also led to losing money, because again, if you're in Rio, it's some peak season or whatever, and you can
Yeah.
find another hotel, you're gonna have to pay more you're gonna have to pay the difference for your guest.
Sure.
So overbookings and channel management is something that I always come to my mind, because I think I was traumatized with the experience. Another one that it's something that's been here, for many, many, many years, and it's always improving to PMS, of course.
Yep. Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
PMS to streamline operations. And again, I remember working with the PMS. There was one thing that I think is key. You have to be easy to use.
Sure.
Technology in general, not only PMS, but have to be easy to use. Otherwise, staff not gonna use it, like,
Yeah.
or at least not
Yeah.
properly. So it would happen, like, it's so difficult to use the PMS. So I don't know, housekeeping would not use it right, and then you check in guests into occupied rooms or dirty rooms, because
Yeah.
people are not engaged. I think one thing with the technology, so the benefits that we all say usually streamline operations,
hmm
increase revenue, or improve guest experience.
Yeah.
This of course, but technology, I think, have to be easy to use. So people actually adopt it, because it
Mm.
doesn't matter if you have like the best interior, the best product,
Mm.
and people are not using it. That's one of the things that I like. Of course, the Cloudbeds products, I think we
Yeah.
think about it a lot. And yeah, so I have all this. When we start talking about technology, I always think about when I didn't have technology, like
Yeah.
to make bookings. Like you're talking about money, you have to be easy. Like
Mm.
if you think that people will really make an effort to book with you,
hmm
unless they are really your guests, like your regular guests or something, they won't. They're just gonna go to the easiest one. They're
Yeah.
just gonna go to
Yeah.
the one that answers fast. That it's easy to make on your website or whatever. So good having a good booking engine and distribution channels, all that stuff. It's not a luxury. It's a must.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. Well,
yeah.
it's
Sorry if I start talking about a lot. Sorry.
no, no, not at all. I think this is where, as we mentioned previously, it's where you're perfectly positioned because you do come from a true hotelier background and you've stepped into that tech side. So there are some absolute clear positives there from understanding the nuances and complexities of being inside the hotel to now stepping into that tech and software space. The interesting thing at the moment that I'm finding is that, and for obvious reasons, there's a huge trend on looking at that customer experience, making it as easy as possible, as visually pleasing as possible, as I suppose as a good experience as somebody could have to make their booking, right? It's an interesting point that you've just brought up because one thing that I don't think a lot of people think about actually is the user experience from the employee side. How easy, how much of an experience are they getting from using that tech solution? Is it overly complicated? Is it something that's difficult to understand? Is it something that's maybe complex to a point where dedicated and in-depth training is needed. Why is there not that solution? And Cloudbeds may be that solution, but why is arguably that solution not there to make it as easy as possible, as again, as visually pleasing as possible? Because again, you can have the most amazing product, but if it's not being taken in the way it should be, then it's never going to do as well as it ever should. And again, there's such a talk about that guest experience, but again, maybe there needs to be more of a focus on that employee experience of actually being able to adopt the system internally.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I see it like from friends, they're still hoteliers and they still work with different solutions. And I ask, oh, so what do you think about whatever you're using? And it doesn't have much, whatever. But then I know some solutions like, oh, it does have this and that's, like, oh, really? Like, so I think like tech companies in general need to be close to the customers. Needs to develop again an easy use solution, and provide them, because again, I think, and I cannot speak for all tech companies, but I do think that most of them wants to have the customers, it's what they want. Yeah, it's what we want here. And the only way is we understand what are really the challenge. I think we do understand in a macro view, like the challenge to increase direct bookings, but on a daily basis, what it's keeping them to to actually streamline operations, to actually get to the point. So so I agree with you. And I seen it, unfortunately, a lot of tech being underused. Does it have is it a word?
No, absolutely. I do know what you mean, though. Yeah, absolutely. It's not being utilized to its full potential. That's for sure.
Exactly. And I think it's Hot Attacks, and we do it here. We take it as our responsibility too. To have a support team, an onboarding, and CSM team or whatever, and also building again a tool that it is proven to be easy to use, so everybody uses it. Otherwise, it's just creating a different chaos. Before it was a chaos before you didn't have technology, and now you have a chaos because no one actually knows what to do. So
well, that was the other sort of argument I was going to come on to, really, because then there's a question there, and I know I'm just firing things at you here now, but there is the sort of topic of who takes ownership of that, who's accountable to make sure that the people on property do understand what they're doing. Now, there's got to be a certain point where that does exchange, where the tech, as much as you take ownership, and rightly so, there's got to be a point where you then hand over, and then the ownership turns onto the property. Now, again, the sort of dynamic there, I imagine there is always a clear line of communication of, we don't quite understand this. Can we jump on another training with you guys to talk us through it? But again, there has to be that, from a leadership perspective, trickling down, adopting this new piece of tech. We've invested, because I know myself in my business, we invest in a tech solution that was a big deal for me. And I had to communicate to the team of, we need to all be involved in this adoption. We all need to be using it as best we can, because if we don't, what's the point in having it? And it's one of those where, how much do you think hoteliers, because again, you've been there, how do they deal with that adoption? Is it something that is a bit sluggish? Or does it depend on the environment? Maybe are they as receptive as they maybe should be, or does that massively vary on the type of business that it is?
I think my opinion, it's a big mistake from the hotelier's perspective. It's usually decisions like that will impact the daily routine of the employees. The decisions are made from the leadership and not really communicated, or not even including the team in the decision. And I think if you try at least somehow to include, or we are talking about, we're having this, so what about we're having this problem, so I'm looking for solutions, we have this one, what do you think? I think if the staff, to start with, I think if the staff is involved or
Yeah.
feel at least that it's being heard or something in the decision, I think it's already helped, because it's, as a hotelier, you're front desk agent. When I was a front desk agent, and your manager say, "Oh yeah, we have this tool here, so it's gonna be good for you. Use it." But you don't really understand like why
Yeah.
it's good for me. Why, what is impacting me. You don't, and then you don't care. Like
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
you just do it.
It's
You
true.
just do it because you have to do it. Maybe,
Yeah.
and that's it. So I think to start, I think you have to have this conversation. Leadership have to have this conversation.
Mm.
Oh, it's going on. If you can include one, whatever, I don't know the size of the property, but
Yeah.
if you can include someone in the decision, so they feel like, okay, I have a say. And then afterwards, it's not only, I think, with the like training, which is very important, but
Yeah.
actually explaining like the benefits. Again, it's
Yeah.
not about, not only the how, it's why. So
Yes.
yeah, so you
Yeah.
know when this happens, it happens because of this and this, and you get stressed, and then you have to remind them. I think, like, how stressed you get because you get overbookings and all that. Okay, so we have this channel manager. It will help
Yeah.
you. Oh, you're gonna, because sometimes they don't, depending, of course, of I mean, it's very different, but usually sometimes they don't actually understand the benefits, and I think
Yeah.
they just how, oh, I have to click here and I have to click here and I have, yeah, but what is the impact? They don't see the
Mm.
connection. And I think if they see it, it's my belief at least that it will be more adopted, it will be easily
Yeah.
adopt whatever solution you're
No,
trying to
absolutely.
implement, I think.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Again, it's one of those where it comes from the top, and you almost need those. I don't know if they're maybe managers or HODs, but like people to champion it. They need to be, as you said, sort of getting some key people invested into it, so they feel like they're part of the decision, although they might not be part of the decision itself, but they're part of
The
the
discussion, I don't know.
implementation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And getting those key players within your business, depending on your structure, but getting them to
Yeah.
champion it and understand it, and then they can trickle that down. Because I do think that's massively important. You're right. It's You can't just throw a piece of tech in a business and then just say to the people on the front line, on the front desk, just it's going to
Yeah.
help. Go for it. And it's well,
Yeah.
okay, but how do we? And then
Yeah.
it won't be used effectively. It won't be used the way it's meant to optimize and streamline. That's the problem.
Yeah, because when you throw technology in front of them,
Mm,
what they initially think is like, oh my god, I'm gonna change my routine, because we are people of habits. We like to do
sure.
things,
Yeah.
to know how we're gonna be. If you're gonna disrupt it, like you're gonna change it,
Mm,
you have to give a more, like, you have to explain why. Otherwise, it's like, oh, it's something that is just, oh, but it was good, like it was. No, it wasn't.
mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we tend to keep doing things the way we do. It's
Yes.
our nature. So if you're gonna want to change behavior, because ultimately you're changing behaviors, you're changing
Yes.
their routines. You have to give a why at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think so,
No.
at least. That's my opinion.
No. Absolutely. Yeah. No. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Um. Moving on then. So obviously, cloud beds as a whole, we've already found out how big cloud beds actually are, how many products they've actually got. What's coming for cloud beds? What are the developments going forward? What's exciting? Because I can imagine you've always got something going on.
Yeah, we always, that it is true. It is very true. We always get product updates or a new launching or stuff like that, which is great. I mean, again, we said in the beginning of the show, like,
Mm.
I think it's important to be innovative, and innovation is something that is dynamic. You even have to, I think, to exercise it. You have
Mm-hmm.
to keep doing it. Like creativity, it's not something that, oh, suddenly I have a great idea. I think you have to do it. So, and yeah, because you have to train the muscles, for
Sure.
creativity, and for innovation as well. And I think we do it quite well here.
Yeah.
So just to be more direct and short, we I'm gonna just share one that
Sure.
I'm actually gonna have share two.
Oh,
One
okay,
that
go on,
was
two.
very fast. Recently, we expanded our Cloudbeds whistle for Cloudbeds worldwide. And I'm gonna say, Paula, what the hell is Cloudbed whistle for Cloudbeds and all that? So whistle for Cloudbeds is the part of it's the guest communication platform. So
Okay.
this is the product, and that allows, in a nutshell, it allows lodging our customers to engage with guests at every step of the journey, right? So it's a guest communication platform. So very recently we expanded, because before it was limited to a few countries, and now we expanded worldwide. So we're very excited about it. It is, like I said, it's a guest communication that is integrated directly with the platform, because we have the Cloudbeds platform. So it gives hoteliers the tools they need to drive more revenue. Again, guest satisfaction is very important. Streamline internal operations, which I think is also key. And again, I remember my back the old days, that communication between staff was very far from ideal. Was either shouting or running through the hotel trying to find someone to get something, which is, it's very bad. So so it's streamlined internal operations, and of course deliver more like meaningful experience and customized experience iterations for our guests. So to understand just a little bit more, Tom, what it is, because again it's very broad, but it does have the guest messaging. The Whistle for Cloudbeds has the guest messaging and communications capabilities. And also have like other features, again, to help hoteliers to simplify their internal workflow, such as, let me just give an example, because I think it's easier to understand. We have like a unify inbox supporting multi-channel messaging. So what does that mean? Means our customers can receive and send guest messages from booking.com or Airbnb, and they don't have to log into each extranet. It's all in one unified inbox, which again makes things much easier, and also you avoid mistakes. We also, the Whistle for Cloudbeds also support like multi-language and multi-currency. So guests are able to see like digital registration cards or upsell marketplace in 29 languages now, and 160 different currencies, which is crazy for me. And one thing that it's cool also, that the properties, our customers, not only guests but our customers, the properties, they have the options to see and operate the platform in 11 different languages. And we know we are multicultural now. Staffs, have different backgrounds, so I think that's very useful. So the platform itself can be in different language. And finally, we did just launch it, like the multi-property support with Whistle Cloudbeds, which is basically hotel group owners and operators. They can access like a centralized overview of all guest communications across their property. So you can see all of them, multiple properties in boxes in a single dashboard. So everything, again, it's to streamline operation, just to help hoteliers to have their lives a little bit easier, because we know it's not easy to be a hotelier. And so we're already seeing like great results. So we're really happy with this for Cloudbeds. It's like the increase of staff efficiency more than 50%, which is great. And also helps to upsell opportunities. They also increase. So that's one innovation that we are really, really excited about. And the second one, just really quickly, it was our very first ever global user conference that we just had October 10th.
Wow. Okay.
Which it was Passport, the name of the conference. It was online. It's a global online event. And we had like keynotes. We broadcasted for EMEA, Americas, and APAC in the span of 24 hours. We had a huge success. It was, again, our very first user comps. So we are very, very happy, very proud to be part of it.
Sure.
And we have like thousands of attendees from 80 plus countries. And we were talking about content before, we share more than 7 hours of content, with keynotes and on-demand workshop and panels. So yeah, so it was really, really great to see the Cloudbeds global community come together and share these insights. And like I said, it already happened, was October 10th, but we do have, you can watch a replay if you're listening to this and watching this and miss it. Just go to cloudbeds.com/passport so you can watch the replay and the workshops on demand too. So yeah, so I guess these two are otherwise they're gonna be, me, I talk a lot. Otherwise, I'm going to be 2 hours talking with you, Tom.
No, that is seriously exciting, though, for a first ever. And I imagine that sets you up for the future events that will come. And then you've got that sort of, I suppose, presence in that space of having that global interaction with all your clients and obviously external partners as well, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Well,
yeah, and the good that you mentioned clients because I sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned customers, because I forgot to mention we did have like customers sharing their stories, which was my favorite part of the event, I have to say, because I think it's so good again to see examples of people doing things instead of just being, all theory. So it was really good. We're very thankful for the results. So
I can imagine. Well, Paula, I just want to say a massive thank you to you for taking some time out of your diary. I know that we've been wanting to set this up for some time, so I'm so glad that we've managed to get it in now. And it's really great to hear how well things are going at Cloudbeds, and more specifically within your role, because again, I know it has developed and no doubt it will continue to do so going forward. So thank you so much to you for taking some time to talk.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and for your very kind words. You made my day, Tom. I'm smiling. I'm going to be smiling the entire day today. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. No problem at all. And we definitely need to get you on in, say, another 6 to 8 months' time and see all the great things that are going on at Cloudbeds for sure.
I'll be happy to come back. Just invite me and I'll be there, Tom. Like the music. I'll be there.
Thank you so much. Well, guys, I just want to say a quick thank you to you for tuning into this week's episode. I will provide links to Cloudbeds below. If you want to find out more about the various products that they provide, please do click the link below. I know Paula would love to have a chat with you as well. So yeah, we'll put all the details there. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We are working so hard right now to bring you consistent, high quality content every single week. And to do that and to grow it, we need your help. So please do, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and let us know what you think about this episode in the comment section below. But thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.